The thing about having traumatic circumstances and events, especially if it's severe enough or the underlying foundation of health and stability has been disrupted and it develops into PTSD or complex PTSD, because it's still so misunderstood in our culture. So many times people that are having that experience just get it thrown in their face and told to stop being a victim, stop doing this, stop doing that. And it's just like telling somebody that's got a broken arm and they're in the hospital trying to get it fixed. They get an x-ray, they can see that it's broken, and then having a doctor say, well, just don't be a bitch, just go set it yourself, fucking go back to work, get on with your life. This trauma, and a lot of times it doesn't even develop into visible PTSD, but it can still cause an injury to our nervous system. It's like having a traumatic brain injury. It's an injury to our central nervous system, and it doesn't just go away because we want it to, or we think that it should, or we have to get on with our life. No, that's not how it works. It needs to be dealt with. And the culture that we have, especially in a lot of the new age, like men's and women's groups, healing groups, etc., they're just there's so much victim blaming and shaming, and just that fucking word itself, like stop being a victim, it's completely insane. The culture is what's broken. Culture and medicine are the things that are broken, not the people that are trying to recover from traumatic injuries to their central nervous system. The thing is that these people need healing and safety. Safety has to be reestablished first for every other phase of healing to occur. And that almost never happens for people. This shit gets stuffed down and buried because after the injury, after the assault, whoever was the recipient of that, 9 times out of 10 gets told that it's their own fault. Even if they were kids when it happened, even if they were 6 or 7 or 8 years old, and they had to bury it for 3 decades in order to just fucking survive in this world. And then when you start getting compound injuries and traumas on top of that, getting it thrown back in your face and told you're just making it up, like, it's completely fucking insane. It's completely insane. Our culture is mad, and it's encouraging everyone to just go dive off the fucking edge into nuclear destruction like a bunch of fucking lemmings, and most people are going to be more than happy to go along with that. So hopefully that's not you this morning. Hopefully if you're on my channel, you're probably one of the people that are in the process of waking up and healing and breaking those generational curses. That's how we roll. Don't let all that shit get to you, man. The truth is oftentimes the exact opposite of whatever society is trying to say. So if you know something's off, if you've been hurt and you can't seem to get over it, if people are denying it, throwing it back in your face, etc., 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 your system was probably overwhelmed by some kind of injury, be that physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial. This can happen when our ability to make money and income is disrupted, which happens all the time when people get fired out of nowhere or have their reputations destroyed because some narcissistic piece of shit thinks that they have the right to do that to other people because it's funny, or sociopaths that just don't fucking care. They're just out rolling up businesses and cutting out the people that made the business what it is, and then bundling them together and selling them to the next highest bidder while the economies of the world fucking tank. It's all the same, dude. These people are all the same. They're 15% of the population from just basic toxicity of BPD and histrionic disorders, all the way up through serial killers and megalomaniacs like Hitler, Trump, etc. The people that want to end the world. These are the cluster B disorders of the conscience. They don't know right from wrong. They don't care. And even though they're only about, estimates around 15% of the population, they're responsible for 98% of the problems that we have, because they willingly and with glee and with malice aforethought go running around destroying people for sport. That's the world that we're in. And so when you get shit thrown back in your face by a doctor, by a therapist, by lawyers, politicians, and anybody that's in positions of authority, you don't have to just buckle and buy into that. Okay? Just because somebody has letters after their name doesn't mean they're right. And if your heart is telling you that something is different than what is being said and what's being projected on you and thrown around, listen to your fucking heart. Because that's where God's voice lives in all of us that have a conscience still. The other 85%. Love you guys.